Hello everyone, good day. I am Sean Gabriel A. Tolentino, and this video focuses on understanding the software development lifecycle, or the SDLC, and the spiral model. Our objective for the next 5 minutes is to provide a quick overview of SDLC and delve into the specifics of the spiral model. Let's start by understanding the key points that we'll cover for today. Today, we will cover these key points. What is SDLC? The stages of SDLC, and a more detailed look at the spiral model, and lastly, its advantages and disadvantages. First, let's answer the question, what is SDLC? The Software Development Lifecycle, or SDLC, is a structured process used by software developers to design, develop, and test high-quality software. It ensures a systematic approach to building software, breaking down the development process into distinct phases. To better visualize this, here's an image representing the SDLC process. We have here 6 stages, but we are going to be diving into the typical stages of SDLC. Moving on, here are the typical stages of SDLC. Number one, we have requirement analysis. This is understanding what the users need from the software. This involves gathering detailed requirements through discussions, surveys, and analysis. Secondly, we have planning, outlining the project goals and defining the scope. This is more on creating a project plan. This includes resource allocation, cost estimation, and scheduling. For our third stage, we have design, creating the architecture of the software. This phase usually involves designing the system structure, components, interfaces, and data flow. For our fourth stage, we have implementation or coding. This is writing the actual code. For our fifth stage, we have testing, ensuring that the software works as intended, and this stage usually involves various testing methods to identify and fix bugs. For our sixth stage, we have deployment, which is releasing the software to users. This can be a staged rollout or a full-scale deployment depending on the project requirements. For our last stage, we have maintenance. This is providing ongoing support and updates to the software. This phase or stage usually involves fixing any issues that arise post-deployment and making improvements based on user feedback. There are several models used in SDLC. Among these are Waterfall, Agile, and V model. But today we are going to be focusing on the Spiral model. Developed by Barry Boehm in 1986, the Spiral model combines elements of both design and prototyping in stages. We have here 4 stages, which are objectives determination, second, identify and resolving risk, third, developing the next version of the product, and our last stage, which is reviewing and planning for the next phase. Now, let's delve deep into how the spiral model works. The spiral model repeats for each new version of the software, with each loop representing a development phase. This allows for incremental refinement through multiple iterations. We have 4 stages. We have the planning phase, the risk analysis phase, the engineering phase, and the evaluation phase. Now, let's weigh the pros and cons of the spiral model. We have here the advantages of the spiral model, which are risk management, flexibility, iterative development. Risk management is basically the emphasis on risk analysis. It basically helps in early detection and mitigation of potential issues. Second, we have flexibility. It's adaptive to changes in requirements even after development. For our last advantage, we have here iterative development, which allows for incremental releases enabling early user feedback. For our disadvantages, we have here complexity, cost, and the expertise required. The complexity can be quite challenging to manage and implement effectively, so that's why the spiral model is sometimes complex. We have here cost, which is continuous risk analysis and iteration. And lastly, we have here expertise required. Implementing the spiral model is sometimes require expert knowledge. Finally, let's conclude our discussion. The software development lifecycle provides a structured approach to software development, ensuring quality and systematic progress through distinct phases. And the spiral model, with its iterative and risk-focused approach, is particularly useful for large, complex, and high-risk projects. Understanding these methodologies helps in selecting the right approach for our software development needs. Thank you for watching, and that's the SDLC and the spiral model.